The rap game is truly a unique one. One day the rapper is going on world tours or performing at his or her sold-out concert in Madison Square Garden. And there are a few days later, you hear your favorite rapper is gonna be spending a long time in jail. Some rappers even become institutionalized and we never hear about them again. In this video, we'll be revealing to you rappers who are currently spending a long time in jail. Some of them are even serving life sentences. After gaining fame through their talent and charisma, some of these rappers get too caught up in the fame and fast life. One such of these rappers is Baby Gangsta, who is popularly known as BG. The Louisiana rapper had quite a successful career with classic albums Chopper City and Chopper City in the Ghetto. BG's hit song Bling Bling is responsible for popularizing the hip-hop slang bling bling. However, all this came to an end when the rapper was arrested in 2009. The rapper was allegedly returning from his girlfriend's house when he was stopped by the police for a routine traffic check. It was during this check that the police found 3 guns in his possession, 2 of which were stolen. BG then forced one of his associates to come forward and claim ownership of the gun. He was eventually found guilty of gun possession, witness tampering, and sentenced to 14 years in prison. Ye Ye was raised in Detroit, and his real name is Cordell Jones. Ye Ye grew up on Puritan Ave, which is also known as Ye Ye, hence his name Ye Ye Jordan. He was a member of the Puritan Ave gang, and he is also allegedly a member of the Crips gang. Ye Ye was a member of Chicago rapper Chief Keef's Glow Gang label. Some of his most popular songs were Strap, Everybody Getting Shot, and Neighborhood Crook. Ye Ye was charged with a September 2014 murder that happened in a nightclub. He was sentenced to 33 to 60 years in prison for the shooting that left 1 person dead and several others injured. What makes Ye Ye's case quite interesting is that according to various sources, the rapper gave a drab apology which suggested that he had no remorse for his crimes and further infuriated the judge. What a way to bow out. Every hip-hop fan knows Suge Knight. He's not a rapper, but you can't talk about hip-hop and its history without talking about Marion Hugh. He is the founder and CEO of Death Row Records, the label which is responsible for propelling gangsta rap to massive commercial success. With classic albums such as Dr. Dre's Chronic and Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, Suge Knight's Death Row took gangsta rap to heights it hadn't reached before. However, Knight was a gang member and this ultimately affected his business. He was a member of the Bloods and he even employed some of the gang members as part of his label. Knight was incarcerated for various crimes between the 1990s and early 2000s. In 2018, he was eventually sentenced to 25 years in prison for intentionally crashing his car into 2 men and killing one of them in the process. Next is YNW Melly. Melly, who was born in Gifford, Florida, has been arrested more times than he has celebrated birthdays. The rapper, who was born in 1999, started posting his songs on SoundCloud at the age of 15. He is best known for songs such as Murder on My Mind, Suicidal, and for his 2019 song, Mixed Personalities, featuring the music legend Kanye West. The Florida rapper has been arrested for crimes such as aggravated assault, discharging a firearm in public, violating probation, just to mention a few, and Melly is also a suspect in the 2017 shooting of an off-duty deputy sheriff. In February 2019, he was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder for the death of 2 of his friends, YNW Sack Chaser and YNW Juvie. He initially claimed that the 2 men were killed in a drive-by shooting and drove them to the hospital himself. However, after months of investigation, police found that Melly and his associate YNW Bortland allegedly shot the men themselves, and if found guilty, he would be sentenced to life imprisonment or given the death sentence. Rondo No. 9 is a rapper who grew up in the south side of Chicago, and he is allegedly a member of the Black Disciple Street Gang from the 600 set of the gang. The gang is known for committing crimes such as drugs trafficking, illegal gambling, burglary, kidnapping, money laundering, racketeering, murder, extortion, armed robbery, etc. Rondo's life of gang violence eventually got him arrested in 2016. He was arrested for the 2014 murder of cab driver Javon Boyd. Boyd, who was waiting to pick a passenger up, was shot 7 times from the passenger side and died barely 2 hours after he was rushed to the hospital. Authorities claim to have video evidence of the crime, and witnesses also pinpointed Rondo as being present at the scene of the crime. Rondo was 17 when he was arrested, and he was sentenced to 39 years in prison. Now, the second part of the video is about rappers who have ridiculously long sentences or are serving life sentences. But before we delve into that, don't forget to like and comment on the video, as well as subscribe to the channel to watch more interesting videos like this one. Tay-K is the youngest rapper in this video, and his story is probably the most exhilarating. It's one which you think only happens in the movies, but it's just another day in the life of Trayvon McIntyre, also known as Tay-K. The rapper is best known for his hit song, The Race, which peaked at number 44 on the US Billboard Hot 100, and this race is the story that changed Tay-K's life forever, just not in a good way. Tay-K, whose mom and dad are alleged members of the Crips, became famous after cutting off his ankle monitor and fleeing his house arrest. Tay-K was on the run for 3 months and was able to make it to Elizabeth, New Jersey, all the way from Texas. He shot the video for and recorded his viral hit, The Race, while he was on the run, and dropped the song and video on the same day he was caught. On July 23, 2019, he was sentenced to 55 years in prison for the murder charge, 30 years in prison for one of the counts of aggravated robbery, and 2 13-year prison sentences for the remaining 2 counts of aggravated robbery. The case of C-Murder is a curious one. The rapper, whose real name is Corey Miller, became popular in the mid-1990s as part of his brother's Master P No Limit Records. His album peaked at number 3 on the US Billboard 200 and at number 1 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums, and the album went platinum a year after its release. Miller also served in the US military, and he supposedly got his rap name from seeing a lot of deaths, hence the name C-Murder. However, C-Murder's career came to a halt in 2003 when he was arrested in connection with the killing of 16-year-old Steve Thomas. Steve Thomas was beaten and shot at the Platinum Club in Louisiana, after which C-Murder was sentenced to life imprisonment. However, his case is surrounded by controversy as key witnesses have recanted their stories, claiming they were pressured into testifying against Miller by the authorities. Miller has always claimed he is innocent, and the likes of Kim Kardashian and the rapper's girlfriend Monica have called for him to be free, as they claim he didn't get a fair trial. His real name is Ronald Herron, and he was born and raised in Brooklyn. Rod Diggs was allegedly the leader of Blood's affiliated murderous Mad Dog Street Gang, and the gang ran a cocaine empire in the Gowanus housing projects in Brooklyn. At his trial, several of his songs and videos were used as evidence against him, as the prosecutor saw them as literally recounting of his crimes. The prosecutor stated that although Rod Diggs styled himself as a rapper, he was a drug dealer and murderer who sought power through fear and intimidation. On April 2, 2015, he was sentenced to 3 life terms plus 105 years in prison. However, Rod Diggs showed no remorse and told the judge that he could give him 10 life terms and that he was only going to die once, after which he was sentenced to 12 life terms plus 105 years in prison. Big Lurch's story is one which is bizarre and cannibalistic. Big Lurch, whose real name is Antron Singleton, was born in Dallas, Texas. He made his debut appearance in 1996 on E-40's 1996 album, The Hall of Game. He released songs such as Texas Boy, I Did It to You, God Takes Notes, etc. In 2000, Big Lurch started using PCP to ease pain of a car accident which saw him break his neck. However, the drug might have played a role in what led to his life sentence. Lurch and his female roommate, Tynesha Eustace, had used PCP on the day of the murder. Neighbors reported that they heard trashing sounds that were followed by an argument and screaming. Yaisa's body was found by a friend, and her chest had been torn open, and a 3-inch blade was found broken off in her shoulder blade. Teeth marks were found on her face and lungs, which had been torn from her chest. Lurch was found naked, covered in blood, standing in the middle of the street and staring at the sky when police arrived to arrest him. Medical tests performed shortly after his arrest found human flesh in his stomach that was not his own. On November 7, 2003, Singleton was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. That brings us to the end of today's video. If you liked the video, please leave a like and comment down below. Also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new content.